Welcome everyone watching the VOD later, because I just got the video for the VOD right here. This is the Looney Tunes Retrospective recap, where we're gonna look through what we did for the last 6 months. If you weren't here, we have been doing the Looney Tunes Retrospective for the last 6 months. Holy shit. You finished your sermon. You and what AI? I'm just kidding. The Looney Tunes Retrospective, which was this! It was 103 games that we played in chronological order of release. We also played Tiny Toon games, we also played Animaniacs games, we also played Pinky and the Brain games. This is not necessarily absolutely everything, it was everything that was reasonable, that I could get my hands on, that I could find during my research. It's most of it. It's vast majority of it. There are a few handheld games that I couldn't play. There are some web games that I ignored because they were nothing, even less than the ones I did play. There are like a few prototypes, unreleased things that didn't come up during our research or were unworthy of a mention, in my very humble opinion. Thank you, Tiger Sky Drum, my friend. It's so good to have you back. I've mentioned you once or twice. I was worried. I'm glad you're doing fine. You should make an LLM preacher. If you need help with that, hit me up. I can make one that is slightly humorous. Thank you so much for the congratulations and for being here, Tiger Sky Drum. We've missed you. Anyway, we're gonna be going through the rankings, and as I've mentioned before, I think I was talking about this yesterday, it's this thing. We are going to go through a list. I had to come up with a thing where I can't scroll, because I need to scroll because it doesn't fit everything on the screen. I don't want people watching this on mobile to not be able to see anything. Don't apologize. I assume you couldn't be here for relevant reasons. I was just slightly worried. I'm just happy to see you here again. Anyway, and while we do this, we're gonna be taking a brief look at each game, because I have all the VODs. The giant list. I have all the VODs on YouTube. There is a link. There is a giant playlist. I'm gonna be adding this video to that playlist. It's gonna be the last one, and then I'm gonna be taking off the ongoing from that. It's going to be finished. I haven't renamed the playlist on YouTube in 6 months. There is a lot of shit I haven't done in 6 months. But yeah, we'll be going through this list, and we're gonna be taking a brief look at each game as we move through the thing. Right? Right. And it's time to get started, because this might take a while. So, number 103. We start with Looney Tunes World of Mayhem. This is not a game. Like, it's very easy to put this game on the bottom of the list, because it doesn't qualify. It loses by default, right? It pisses me off. I'm looking at this and I'm remembering that this game pisses me off so much. It pisses me off so much because it has so much art.
I'll shove that bat up your ass and turn you into a popsicle.
Holy shit.
The worst.
It is! Thank you for the 103 beats, the tier levels. Appreciate the support, my friend. It pisses me off that there is so much art and music and sound and effort and artistry put into a pile of garbage. This is a predatory bullcrap. Jesus, man. It's a gacha. If you can't tell by watching it, this is Looney Shadow Legends or Rady Shadow Tunes or whatever. And this is me playing the game. You can see the little guy down here at the bottom. I'm not even paying attention. The game plays itself. This is nothingness. Alright, it defaults to worst because it can't be even evaluated properly as a game, because it's not a fucking game. It's a garbage thing. Alright. All right, I wasted too much on that. I need to adjust myself because we're gonna be here for a while. All right, let me load up the next video. This is gonna be a big back and forth here. And all right, next up on the list, number 102 on the from worst to best list, we have Tasmania for the SNES. This game was the last on the list for a good fucking while because this is garbage. I hate this shit. Like, I would normally hate it just because it's like a nothingness Moda Savathon thingy. It's a racing game, but it's not a racing game. Look at the exquisite animations. It's 2 frames for test. Blah, 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 blah. And it pisses, like, you have to stop and have to press a button to try and grab the stupid birds, and there's a time limit. And each level they start to get faster. Then when you catch up to them, they
I'll shove that bat up your ass and turn you into a popsicle.
The third levels, thank you so much for the 102 bits, man. You're gonna run out of cash if you keep doing that. Anyway, this game is ridiculous. It's the worst. It was the worst game on the list until a week ago. And it has, I think, the only game I fully cheated to get through on the retrospective. I used the level select, so we saw every counter because all the stages loop. It's just a stupid loop. Every stage is a stupid loop. We still had to beat the last stage. We took some effort. But that's it. Alright, and we're moving on. Yeah, Beard Cooper. That guy is old and hairy and fat. We're gonna be seeing some fat Cooper in here. Alright, be warning. Be warned. Be warning. Alright, next up. Danger. Let me load up the video. And let's go. Next up. Pepple Appeals Love Run. It's Frogger. With everyone's favorite sex offender. I forgot to start the timer. You can see the timer is not started. I forgot to start the timer. And then I did start the timer.
Why did the chicken cross the road, roll in the mud, and cross the road again? He was a dirty double crosser.
I like that one. Yes, Tasmania was lower than the skunk.
I'll shove that bat up your ass and turn you into a popsicle.
Bad Frogger.
Yes, thank you so much, the levels, for the 101 bits. Really appreciate it. So eventually I did start the timer and I beat the game in 14 seconds and that was it. Like, it's fine, it's functional, it's nothingness. In its defense, it's a flash game that you would load up on your browser, spend 14 seconds on and move on. It's not supposed to be much. If I knew it was like this, I might not have it included in the retrospective, but whatever. Alright.
He has seen the future.
Next
and
up.
it's not real.
And apologies if I'm not seeing Chicken Crossing the Road joke is perfect for Frogger. Yes, it is. Welcome in, Sunfall. At the worst camera angle. That's not a goomer because you don't have reasonable space on the sides. It's getting cheaper. It's like the team knew the game we're looking at. Yeah, maybe with the aid of AI I could do that. Alright, next game. Next game on the list. Let me load the video. Have it ready. This is working better than I anticipated for the most part. Alright, because there's a lot of moving parts here. Next up, Speedy's Pyramid Rescue from the same year for the same browser thingy. It looks okay. It controls like shit, it bugged out, we got stuck a few times, it's unreasonably hard.
Gracias, pussycats.
As It's the worst PD game, and look, it is sounded weird, and it's like Qbert, which is a bad game, but it's Qbert with regular platforming controls, so that makes it worse. And when you get a game over, you have to restart from scratch, and you can see there is a guy really pissed off right here.
I'll shove that bat up your ass and turn you into a popsicle.
Look, he got a...
Look how slow he is.
The guy here got a Gracias Pussycat there right at the same time. Look. Where was it? There, he... Look at that guy's face. This guy's confused by the game. This guy, yeah, and he's very slow as well. This is not a good game, chat. I did not enjoy this. I thought I would take 2 streams to finish it. Luckily, it was just 1. This game pissed me off a little bit. It's too annoying. It's not interesting enough to justify how annoying it is. And that's kind of what I think is a fair benchmark. Some games are annoying, but they're interesting. So, you know, a little bit of give and take. This is not that. This is just the annoying without the interesting. And it's fucking Frogger, so... Alright. Alright, I'm trying to move at a brisk pace here. When you get to 50, I'll look at the timer and see if I can slow down or not. But I was doing the math. I can spend like 2 minute stops on each game. Alright, this game. Next up, we have Daffy Duck for the Game Boy, which is actually a Duck Dodgers game. And this game has the weirdest, some of the weirdest jumping, because there's no jumping, there's jetpacking. It's the face of a man who likes games. This is the face of someone who's cold. He had very annoying jumping, and he had, what was, yeah, there was a segment, can I find, and I don't know if it is on this. It is, I had to look at other videos, I had to try different emulators, because there was a jump, not even this one, which was impossible because you ran out of jetpack before you could make it. It wasn't so finicky as to make it stupid. Live from an icebound ship in the Arctic.
Ship my pants? Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding. You can ship your pants right here. You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
The 3 levels, thank you so much for the 99 bits. Really appreciate it, my friend. So this is me trying to get past a single jump in the game. And it's not the hard one. The hard one is... Do I get there? There. This is the hard one. Oh no, I think I realized I could do that one, and then I got depressed. And then I tried again. Yeah, and then you get stuck on this one. It took me 2 streams because of this jump. Which is why this game is 99 on the list. I'm gonna hear that a bunch. We are... I can't reduce the length of that. Actually. That one is 20 seconds. I'm gonna reduce it to 10 seconds. And that way it gets shorter, if that's alright with everyone. Alright, yeah, this game is annoying because of that jump. I'm putting it on this position on the rank. Alright, next up. Oh, this one. Fucking hell, man. It adds a lot to the experience, that too. And of course, maybe I should have mentioned... where... Good lord, there is a game missing. There is a game missing. Abort. This is not a drill. Okay, I'm missing the link. I need to fix the link. I have to fix the link, which is gonna take a lot of work, but I do have the video. I just lost it. I forgot to add to a thing, but it's not lost.
This is fine.
It is. I was probably so freaking annoyed with the game that I forgot. Alright. We're in it. We're in it. It's fine. It's fine. Next game on the list, Animaniacs Splat Ball for Windows. This is it. You're seeing the game right now. That's it. That's all of it. That's it. That's literally everything. The only change is that the levels get longer. I'm going up. I'm not shooting at anyone. I'm grabbing I'm grabbing a balloon. I'm heading down. I'm not shooting. You're not doing anything. It's just it's horrible. It's nothingness. It was annoying as all hell. It has very clumsy cinematics. Wasn't that bad. It is more on the nothingness side of things than the annoying side of things. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Why would you play it? It's a waste of everything. I don't know, there were other things that annoyed me about it. We had to watch the videos on... Here, we had to watch the videos on the media player because it was... fucked for some reason that I don't remember. And the videos were... Oh, it wasn't! We had to finish like 50 levels of the same shit just to watch a 20-second cinematic. No, it's fine, the 2 levels. I can cut the alert time down. I've cut it to 10 seconds. Are you wearing the same shirt? I think I am. God damn it, I look like Bill Murray in here. Man, I don't like that hair. Right, the time machine is a time machine. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Next up. I was so afraid that I had lost the VOD forever. And I would blame Twitch if that were the case. One day Harpert will sprout. He will. I have faith. Okay, everyone. This one is good. This one is gonna be good. Okay, and this one, I'm even gonna pull up the audio for this one. Okay, this one is a fan favorite. Next on the list, number 97 is Tasmania for the Game Gear. I'm gonna bring the sound for this. Yes, it's all there. Wait, is this a normal level? Is this a normal level? Listen to the music. What is this song? Why is there like a Morse code in a train? This is a Morse code in a train horn. I went there immediately. What does that Morse code say? Can anyone decipher that? Okay. And there's people laughing. Zofair is laughing. Oh, the games of the gear, what music they make. Yes, this game is here because it's a Tasmania game. It's not the worst Tasmania game. That one has passed. But it was pretty annoying, man. Some of these stages, like... The ice stage was not even the worst, but it was freaking annoying. And then you can, like, look at the art and how choppy it is. Like, and then that music. And then you yeah, we had to stand on that little finger, right? The stage was very yeah, you can stand on the... And I'm laughing because of that. Because I realized you can stand on the finger. No, wait. There's a spot here, come on. They're very mature.
Being mature, but I can't get it, chat. There's a spot right there that would be.
It's the same music.
You guys know what I'm going for. This is the.
How dare you rate it like that? Yeah, I got singer by statue of himself. Yeah. Yeah, to each their own fetish, I suppose. Alright. Let me fix something real quick. There, and we're gonna move on to the next one. And the next one, I look at it and I'm like, hey, no, this is not so bad. So, you know, we're gonna have a lot of that here. Like, that wasn't so bad kind of stuff. Alright, let me... It was, like, the next one is just because it's kind of nothing, it's kind of too basic, but it's not too bad. So, ranking, next up, number 96 is Daffy Duck P.I., The Case of the Missing Letters. For DOS, which is this one. You guys remember we've been very mature trying to find words. You can still hear it, I'm sorry. Trying to find the letters and make the words, which gave you score, I think. And then the rest of the game was getting letters to complete words. It was an educational thing, like it's ranked low because, you know, it's education, it's for kids, it's a very simple thing. I'm not blaming the game. It's ranked low because, you know, compared to everything else, it's a bit irrelevant for us. It is an okay game for what it is at the time. It's fine-ish. For an entertainment game, yes. No, I don't have complaints, but it does belong where it belongs, as among everything else on the retrospective. A lot of the games where I ranked them, I would be like, okay, is it better or worse? Some of the games here, this is one of them, were like markers on my ranking, like is it below or above this one? And this is one of those, because this game strikes me as kind of okay, but ultimately not much of a thing. Alright. Haven't gone through even 10 of these. And of course, like, this is a personal list made up of personal opinions that you guys are free to disagree with. I try to be fair within reason, but the next one is Acme Animation Factory, which is a Mario Paint-ish thingy where you can paint things. It's an IP. I don't want to call it a cash grab, but it's more fine-ish than the previous one. But it is very basic and not something that I enjoyed much. What did we make on this? YouTube, can you work? Thank you. Oh, there was a frog? Ah, yeah, someone... Draw a frog eating peanut butter, said Games on VHS. And that's what I did. A frog eating peanut butter. Beautiful art, thank you. So, I guess. Next up. Next up is this one. And this one is one of those that I was not aware of, and then someone pointed it out to me. Although it's not much of a game, it's quite fascinating in a lot of ways. Next one is the Bugs Bunny Cartoon Workshop for DOS, which is an interesting thing. It's somewhat fascinating even, but it's not particularly, it wasn't fun for me, so
This is fine.
it is. This game is okay for what it is. It's ranked low because it didn't speak to me. It's not much of a game. But I did think it was more interesting than the SNES one. You had to get the 3 AM beer for the experience. Alright, we're gonna be here for a while. So, you know, the interface was a bit confusing. I tried to make interesting things, but it was more powerful than the Tiny Toon one for the SNES, for the NES. But I did rank that one higher because that one was more fun to use in general. Right, I can say that it was ranked higher because I didn't get to it yet. Alright, next up. And you guys are gonna be like, how do you rank this higher than the other ones? I enjoyed it more. Ultimately, that's why we are here. We're here to have fun. So if I had more fun with a game than I had with these, then it goes higher on the list. And it's very, very short. And where is it? It's right here, game number 93. Death. That's it, that's the game name. Death. It is a 2600 for what it is, it's whatever, you get points, I guess. It worked, was functional, as far as TES games go, it didn't hurt me or my family. And like, yeah, I know fun is subjective, but like I said, it's more fun than the others, I guess. It's basically this, you get the food, you avoid the dynamite. Simple and basic, Atari 2600 stuff. I wouldn't have mind playing this back in the 80s. Someone said this is fine. If you're too rambling on about animation techniques, as always in that VOD. Some games you should have been here for that. Duck Amuck was one of those. So young, so long ago at the start of the retrospective. He has a beard, he's fatter. This is the fattest we're gonna be seeing at Culprit. I actually have that information. I was about 9 pounds fatter here than I am here, if anyone cares to compare. Like this angle? Something like that. Yeah. Retrospective is a real journey to terrible test faces all in different ways. It was a journey. I loved doing this retrospective. I know we make fun of this stuff in general. I'm gonna change the music here. I know we make fun of this stuff, and of course there was some really crappy shit, but I had fun. It was a journey. That's what it should be called, a journey. Alright, next game, let me pull up the video, it's right here. Let me pull the rankings, and for number 92 we have... I forgot to save. Did I? I have the wrong thing selected. For number 92 we have Looney Tunes Dash, which is a finite runner for Android that we couldn't look at past the first stage because it has been taken offline, so all the content... I wish I could have played as freaking... It was gonna be an opportunity to play as Roadrunner running from Coyote. We were robbed of that because the servers are offline. And it's an Android Infinite Runner designed to sell microtransactions and have energy bars. It is still more of a game than World of Mayhem. At least you have to play it. And you can no longer spend money on this game, so that also makes it better. I look like I'm crying. No, I'm having a drink. It was because I was playing on the on an actual Android device. I had to keep looking down at it. Right. World of Mayhem I could play on the screen because I could just click on things. This one you had to keep swiping. Doing that with the mouse would have been too hard. Anyway, next game. Open the video. Update the ranking and boom! Tiny Toon Adventures Buster saves the day.
Your moves are weak, babe. Okay? Yeah, your moves are weak.
My moves are fine. I finished everything. All right. It was this game. This is the one game that I called shovelware. The only game I called shovelware. It is 2001 Tiny Toons, so that's when they started to like just grab a cheap license and just shit out some dumb shit. And the game is this, it's nothing. For 2001, this is nothing. You just jump and throw balls. That's it, that's the game. It's very clearly something else that they plastered Tiny Toons on top of. And someone thinks it's a penis because it has 2 bells and a long shaft. It's lower than you thought. I can't call a game shovelware and rank it any higher than this, right? Very off model. Yeah, no, the art was very weird on this game. We did not like it. Looked okay to a typical arcade style game. It plays dumbly. Also, like the cinematics are just the stills from the show that are very badly compressed and stuff. Yes, games on VHS. We have finished everything. We're doing a recap. We finished it yesterday. All right. Next up, we have to keep going because it's a lot of shit. Otherwise, I'm not finishing today. Oh, this song, man. One of the very, very, very first few games I streamed a long, long time ago. Alright. And next game on the list, number 90, is Bugs Bunny for the Atari 2600, which was developed in 83, I think it was. But they decided to release a Snoopy game instead, and this was recovered in 2002. Which is why it was played as 2002, because that's when it was released. I really freaking loved the art on this game for Atari 2600. Like, look at those animations of bugs coming out and into the hole. Yeah. I was very hard on the top thing. Like, that animation was so good. It was very simple, it was very short, one can assume it was kind of unfinished. It's ranked kind of high considering how little content it has and how simple it is because, you know, maybe it was just unfinished and because I really liked the animations. Shitty Bubble Bubble. Just in time for December, yes, that's too. That too. We should be finished in 5 hours, no, come on. This is all I made before the version limited. Exactly, that's something I really liked. I really liked that. We're gonna get to Duck Amuck eventually, Tiger Sky Dome. I want you to see that game. I think you're gonna like it. Alright. Next up. Let me find the video for this, which is gonna be here. I don't know, I didn't like this too much. Anyway, Sylvester and Tweety in KG Capers, number 89, which is this game. It's a Genesis platformer. My watch just told me I burned calories. I think I'm very excited about this. It was like, it had fun things about it. It was interesting in a few ways. But it was frustrating, and I don't like how it freaking looks like a DOS game. It's a Genesis game that looks like a DOS game. It was very strange. And people did some research during this stream, and they said that They said that the company that made this had made computer games before it, and it kind of shows. It's not bad, but it's... I had this stage was very annoying. So it's an interesting game in a lot of ways, but it was also very annoying, which is why it's ranked number 89. Strong Amiga Shovelware Energy, Platformist. Strange Dithering, yeah, that too. But yeah, next up. Next up is this one, which again it falls on the it's not that bad situation. And pull the video up here. Yeah, everyone enjoys a good dither. Next up is Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote for the Commodore 64. Now, this wasn't a Roadrunner port, like so many of the others. It's a true bona fide Commodore 64 original game. I think it might have been available some other system, I don't recall right now. It plays just like a cartoon, in the sense that when you do get to the end of the stage, it does play an animation. Hang on. Was it here? Yeah, it does. Like, he jumps over the guy, Coyote falls, and has that. That is good enough for me to put this on 88. It's very simple. It's very basic. Yes, Sakura, we're going through the rankings. Makes you think of the later one from the double pack. Yeah, it's kind of that. A lot more rudimentary. It has a bunch of levels, but it just keeps repeating. Eventually you do learn the strategies and how to progress properly. And basically the stages are survive for 2 minutes and then survive for however long it takes to get to the end. It was fine-ish. And that's the thing, right? We only worked through like 15 games so far, and we are already on fine-ish territory. That's very good, considering how many games there are and the fact they're all licensed. That's pretty decent. Figuring what the enemies were, that was fun, yes. Alright, next game. This is one that blends with a lot of other stuff in my memory. I need to look at the video to see what it was. Next up, Tasmania for the Genesis. It was as far as Tasmania games go, it was better than the Game Gear one, better than the SNES one. It wasn't horrible, but it had stupid music, I think it did. It was Taz. It was the Taz of times. It was the Taz of times. 87's not offensive, I guess. Alright, next up. We have this one. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have a bunch of games here. They're gonna be... okay. Territory. Next up, we have... Tiny Toon Adventures Cartoon Workshop. This is a very interesting thing where you can actually make a cartoon and you can't save it. The back of the box tells you to save it to a VHS tape by playing the cartoon and recording it. And it was interesting, like, as far as NES goes, it has a reasonable amount of content and reasonable controls. We did do like a cartoon here. Can I see the final result? Is this the final result? Is this the final? No, that's me erasing it. I don't know if there's a final result here. Anyway, it was alright-ish for what it is. I think it's one of the better ones, especially considering the limitations of the NES. I think it's kind of fascinating in its own way. Alright, next up. This game. Hold it up here for the video. Put it here and boom! Number 85, the Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout, which is a dumb name, a dumb premise. And it's very choppy. Holy shit, why is a NES platformer so goddamn choppy? It's like they didn't use sprites and everything is a background or some shit. It's not as bad as people say, it's actually quite functional. I did kind of enjoy it other than the choppiness. It is functional. It's a game. It's a game. It's fine. Very generic looking rabbit. Greetings, Ofair. Welcome in, my friend. I think it was fine. Right? The biggest problem was how freaking choppy everything was. If the game was smooth...
This is fine.
It is. Come on. Alright, let me scroll this up. We have a list to go through. Alright, next up. And here we go, chat. So fair, you missed Morse code than train horns. We'll listen to it for a minute. Next up, we have on number 84, the Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. The NES one. Which is the only one that isn't on a portable console. It is the very first one, and it was very bare bones and limited in a lot of ways. And being on the NES instead of a portable kind of... Yeah, here I'm just waiting to die from the looks of it. It was the one that was like the shortest. So that made it more reasonable to play through. Dodged the bullet there. This series improved a lot after this. We played enough Crazy Castle for you guys to know what we're dealing with here. This was just like very bare bones, but you know, I like the puzzles. And they improved the controls a lot and everything. The sprites are a lot better later. Yet I think it works better as a mobile game, portable, instead of this. But yeah, next up we have... Oh! Open the video. Next up we have Tasmania for the Master System, which was fine. This game was fine. For the Master System, it was more than okay. It wasn't good, but I enjoyed it. As far as Tasmania goes, it's already better than 3 of them. It's better than the Game Gear one, it's better than the SNES one, it's better than the Genesis one. So, on a Tasmania retrospective, it's very near the top. Some games spend 8 hours playing it can be summed up, it's fine. Yeah. And 2601. Technically, that's not a Tasmania game. I did make that distinction a lot. There are Tas games and there are Tasmania games. Atari 2600 was way before Tasmania. There is one game that skirts it blurs the edges between Tas and Tasmania. But yeah, that one was fine. I was not offended by it. Next up, oh boy, this is ranked pretty high. Why is it ranked that high? I'm sticking to it. Next up, number 82, Tweety's High Flying Adventure. It's a Tweety. It's a Tweety game with Lola Bunny being a ditzy head. Lola Bunny, the camera is rolling. Come on, press that button. Yeah, Corporate is annoyed with Lola. I wonder why. Come on, press it. I want to see her reaction. Come Come on, Jesus. Ah! She's always too busy with her nails. The game was kind of alright. I was gonna say annoying. It was kind of alright. If you ignore Tweety, if you ignore Lola, if you ignore the movie it's based on, it's kind of okay-ish. As a game, in terms of gameplay, in terms of being able to have fun with it, it's number 82. Alright. Needs to be an emote. Reminds you of an Icon McVenture. It was kind of a cute concept. There is another 3D game that I enjoy that is higher than this. Anyway, next up. Oh, this one! Why is it so high? Okay. That's the thing, you guys might be thinking that some of those games are pretty high, but then you see these other ones and no, those games are kind of low compared to these. I have no idea why I ranked this one this high. Again, 6 months, chat. Looney Tunes, B-Ball for number 81. Well, we did have fun with Cream Pie joking. And, once we disabled Cream Pies, it was also better. That money system is kind of dumb. You can enjoy it if you don't try to beat it. That's what I have to say about this game, and it might be very good to play with friends. It looks good. You say that until you realize this is the only background the game has. The graphics and animations for the characters are okay. Alright, next up. And if I'm missing some of chat, I'm sorry, I have to keep going. Shit. Okay, grab this, grab this. Next up, we have for number 80 Looney Tunes, Some Assembly Required, which is a browser game. It's a simple puzzle game. You can enjoy it for being a puzzle. I did enjoy it. It is very short. I thought it was gonna be long. It only has 3 stages, but it was a fun, simple thing. For what it is, I think it's fine. I have no complaints about this. I'm on a mission. Not that high. Yeah, 81 is not that high, that is. Yeah, 10 grams. It was fine. I think the concept is okay. You have to assemble a machine and it still explodes at the end. Was alright. I kinda had fun with it. And the reason it's ranked at 80 is because it wasn't too long. It could have been very, very bad if it was too long. If that Pyramid Rescue game was shorter, it might have ranked higher, for example. Right? Overstaying your welcome is an issue sometimes. Alright, next game. Next up, for number 79, we have Tiny Toon Adventures Wacky Stackers for the Game Boy Advance, which is a puzzle game with some interesting concepts that has like challenges like this, some of which I couldn't figure out. It had some variety, had some fancy animations. Can I see the animations? It has like a versus mode. It's a puzzle, one of those Puyo Puyo kind of like games. It's whatever. It has, yeah, look, you can use those animations and it shows things. It's for what it is. I wouldn't mind having this on a portable device and just playing this every now and again. It's okay-ish. Alright. Only those Looney Tunes themed machine code lessons, all assembly required. Oh man, that would be difficult. Alright, next up. Jesus, this game. Which I kinda, it's very easy for me to have fun with a game, as much as I can get annoyed from time to time. Next up, number 78 is Looms, The Fight for Fame. Which is a a Smash. It's more of a Power Stone clone. It had some fun content in it. It had that machine. This was amazing. Look at this. Let me pull a quarter from inside myself. Let me get sucked into a video game. Everyone else gets sucked, we don't, and then you see your own reflection on the thing as you play Space Invaders clone, where you can actually fuck up the other players, and if you're playing with other people, each one controls one. Just for this, everything else about the game is kind of annoying, but just for this, I ranked it this high. It was fun to watch. So terrible, also wonderful. Very good way to put it. Yes. No, playing this alone would have been less than ideal. Yeah. Alright. Next up. We are not free yet of the Tasmania Curse. For number 77, we have Tasmania for the Game Boy, which is this game. As far as Tasmania games go, it's okay-ish. It wasn't too long. For a Game Boy platformer, it was efficient, effective, whatever. It's functional. It was a Tasmania game. Eat real chat with butt plugs, was it? I'm happy I don't remember that conversation. Anyway. We have gone through 20 games in about 1 hour. We have 80 games to go. I have to speed up. I think I have to speed this up. Hang on. The next game. What am I doing? No, shit. I am messing up my lists. Okay. Okay, this one was difficult to find because it has an ampersand in the name. Next on the list, number 76, Scooby-Doo and Looney Tunes Cartoon Universe. You guys remember the Looney Tunes game that doesn't have Looney Tunes outside of the visual novel thing? Is it existed? And then, like, I'm gonna play this. I know we're strapped for time, but we're midway through the game. It was on the second part. Hang on, let me pull the second part. Let me pull the second part. I have to show this. Here, we were playing through the game, the story had made no sense at all. We were trying to figure things out. Then, the story is doing nothing as we were promised aliens, no aliens, robots, no robots, no Scooby-Doo, no nothing. And then... Here's the thing. We walked into the... Come on. What does anything have to do with anything? And then this happens. Just shrug. Yeah, tell that to modern corporate world with... No one liked it, Tiger Skydrum. People. Pay attention. Look at the guy's face. I was so confused. Suddenly the game is over. Like, what the hell? And then you have a separate game with Scooby-Doo. It's a whole different thing. I was... the music was very repetitive as well. I was so fucking confused. The game, you can have fun with it. Like, if you ignore Scooby-Doo and if you ignore Looney Tunes and you just play the game, it's very basic, it's kind of enjoyable, it's a game. It would have been better without a storyline. Next up. Is this one. So next game for number 75, we have Bugs Bunny in Double Trouble, and we could never figure out what trouble is double. There's the cover art, which is 3D bullshit, and then in game it kind of cleans out okay, but why is this video so low quality? It kind of cleans out okay, but it's still based on 3D renders, I think. And it had like a lot of learning that you had to do on the stage. Yeah, this was a game where you kept replaying and learning. It was interesting, it had fun content in it. It was just slightly annoying. This is one of those games where like you're glad when you beat it. We're trying to do something like the Telltale games. Maybe, I did mention this, that I thought that the Scooby-Doo game was supposed to be a different game. And it just wasn't enough content and it just pushed everything on the same one. Alright, next up. Next up, chat. Next up. We have... For number 74, we have... Cheese Catastrophe starring Speedy Gonzalez for the Genesis. Which was an incredibly annoying game to learn the stages, holy shit. That desert stage where you had like a freaking... Let me show you guys. Where you had the freaking maze. The underground maze that you kept going back and forth. Was so freaking annoying. Can I get the next game? The next video I want? This isn't the game with the good music. Well, maybe it is. It's 4. This game took a while to finish. What the hell? This was a very long and very confusing game where you had to keep rescuing people. Yeah. These stages. Yeah. It was challenging. And it had variety. It was still a bit painful though. But because it was interesting and challenging, I do rank it on 74. Alright, next up. We have our first Animaniacs game. Where is the actual video? Here. Here, I found it. Next up, for 73, we have Animaniacs 10-Pin Alley, which is a bowling game made of nothing, with some quotes and some cinematics. Narf, yes. With the good feathers. It was still an enjoyable stream, and you know, as much shit I was want to talk about this game, I remember having fun, and ultimately that's what counts. This is one of those games that I used as a separator on my rankings. Like, is this better or worse than 10-Pin Alley? Did I have more fun with this than 10-Pin Alley? Because I surprisingly did have some fun with this. Brains Max Suit. Because the game has two campaigns, one where you're trying to dominate the world as Brain, and the other one is trying to... Yes. Where you're trying to stop him with every other character. I only did one of the campaigns. But not a bad game overall. Although some of those animations are kind of dumb. Okay, next up. We're gonna have another sports game.
Jaws!
Everyone's favorite sports gaming 72 is Tiny Toon Adventures Wacky Sports, which is a Game Boy game that had some interesting things in it. Like this baseball game is quite unique in a bunch of ways. And you could learn the game and you could do better. It was very 90s sports game where you have like, it's a bunch of mini games, not fully fledged basketball, soccer, whatever the hell. It was okay. Kind of enjoyed it for a sports game. Alright, next on the list, and some of you might be thinking, why is this game so freaking high on the list? Why is it not at the bottom? How do you dare say this is better than so many of these? Next up, chat. Tez Express. Look, it wasn't that bad. Like, yeah, it has some creative levels where we are like giant Taz and we go around. Like, look, I did rank it at 71, ignoring completely the fact that the game expects you to play it 4 times. Boxes. If you try to think outside of the box, pun intended, and you ignore the fact that you have to play it 4 times to get the correct ending, just as a 3D platforming thing, it is kind of okay.
You played it 3 times.
I had to play it 3 times. This one is on an actual Nintendo 64, but it was the NTSC prototype and it was unbeatable. Then we moved to an emulator and it was bugged as all hell and it started to crash on the same spot. And then we moved on to the Mister where I actually managed to beat it, which was quite a feat. But you have to ignore that. That's not the game's fault. It's not the game's fault it's not properly emulated, it's not the game's fault it was not released outside of Europe. I evaluated everything else. It wasn't horrible. It was okay-ish. Almost, maybe. Alright, next up, thank you so much, the tier levels, for the 1500 bits. Much appreciated support, my friend. Right, next up, we have a game that had so much potential, and it kind of looks really good, but it's lacking, unfortunately. Number 70, Looney Tunes Space Race for the Dreamcast. It looks very good. When it showed up, it was the best looking Looney Tunes game. It's functional and I presume it's very fun to play with friends, but as a single player thing it's a bunch of nothingness because it's somewhere between Mario Kart and F-Zero, and the fact that it doesn't commit to either one is what kills it, in my very humble opinion. Next up, I keep saying next up, but I could go for like coming up next. Next on the rankings, we have Tiny Toon Adventures Plucky's Big Adventure, which was very, very, very strange. It was a very bizarre game. It looks bizarre. Look at it. It was very bright. But it had a lot of very interesting shit in it because it's an adventure game for the PS1.
This is fine.
It had a... Was it a Dire Straits reference in it or something? It was a very weird game. But it was an adventure game for the PS1 and it was fun. Alright. And the fact that it's incredibly weird doesn't make it bad. It was kind of short. Like, Big Adventure, the game ends before the Big Adventure, which is, you know, using the time machine.
Thank you.
Reminds of Limbo of the Lost. King of the Limbo. Necarain, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. Welcome everyone from Necarain's channel. I'm Cooper, that's from Sundays to Fridays. We finished the Looney Tunes retrospective yesterday. It only took us 6 months. And now we're going through the retrospective recap, where we look at every single one in order from bottom up, from the worst to the best one. Welcome everyone, what are we doing? Dynamite Hattie! Ah, that one. For the Genesis, right? It looks less than ideal. Is this the wrong game? It is the wrong game. No, it isn't the wrong game. Alright. Next up, we have for number 78, Looney Tunes Racing for the Game Boy Color. Which is a bit of a weird game. It has unlockables. I did enjoy having unlockables. And the card turning animation is kind of fancy. And as far as a racing game goes with this perspective, it's kind of okay. It was just a bit of nothing, but again, simple, cheap racing game for the Game Boy Color. It's okay. And I kind of had fun with it. You're playing the Japanese version, I assume it's easier. It engaged you. You weren't even playing. Yeah, no, the game is... Like, can I find the character selection? It had a bunch of different stages. Yeah, it has a shop where you can buy power-ups and characters. And that's good. It has it has a battery backup so you can actually unlock stuff and save your progress. And that's very decent and unexpected for a game like this. So that puts it on the number 67. 68. Alright, next on the rankings. Good lord. You guys are gonna be, why is it so high? Because I can't just put every single test game on a separate list. They have to participate. Next up we have number 67, Tez Wanted. This game was so fucked and so cheaply made. But it had fun boss fights. It had some it had Tweety though. But, and the reason this game ends up being so high on the list, you guys know why it's so high on the list, right? Because you played the entire game and you're pissed off and you can't take this shit anymore. And you have a final boss fight with Yosemite Sam, which is the bad guy. And then suddenly... you get this. Fucking Tweety!
Oh, a little earlier than I expected, but my true intentions are now revealed. It was my idea to open Tazran Theme Park all...
It is a retrospective, the retrospective, yes. Where is the... Stay away from her, you fucknut. Why did the text give up? I don't know. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, the tier levels, for the 1500 bits. Now, this game is where Tweety reveals himself to be the actual villain at the end. The guy pulling the strings of Yosemite Sam. And he goes into a power loader. We fight him on a power loader. And then we, at the end of everything, we literally push him out of the airlock. And that's enough of a reason to rank it this high. Alright, Necrorain, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. Have a good sleep. Oh, with a slow motion. And this salvages the game. The game itself is horrible. This elevates it into almost art. Alright? Alright. Coming up next, we're gonna have a chip thing. Where is the chip thing? It's here. It is number 66, Looney Tunes Double Pack. Which is literally 2 games in one for Game Boy Advance that were not released as a separate thing. Which is this, which had surprisingly good animations. Tiger Sky Drum, look at how good those animations are. Some of the best animations on the retrospective. On a throwaway packing double feature thingy. Space Jam game has shown up, you're getting nervous. Which one? And like there was so much variety. Like you get to the last stage that was very difficult, and it plays every single version of Coyote. The simple one running, it has the one flying. Look at that, man, it's so good. Then he has the one with the skates, one flying the rocket, the one on the cannon, the one with the spring shoes, the one that turns into Taz. And then we win the game. And the guy went on the balloon. This game was phenomenal, and that's why this thing is so high up in the rank. The other one was kind of eh. The other one is this. Can you see it? That's it, that's the game. It was very dumb. And for most of these stages, you didn't even have to race. There was a stage, this one, where I left the cart there, and you can see I'm eating, I'm having a snack, because that's the best strategy. Greatest card battles ever. I was just waiting for the other characters to be eliminated before starting to play. In this two-pack, yes. This one where Foghorn Leghorn is holding a trophy, obviously photoshopped into his hand. Was it? It was, yes. Alright. And if you beat it with every character, you unlock more characters, I think. Alright, coming up next on the Looney Tunes rankings for every single video game ever made, we have for number 65. Galactic Taz Ball. I had to rank it high because the game is interesting. And it looks very good, and I can't rank it as low as I would like because we were using a mouse to emulate a stylus to emulate a trackball. That's way too many layers of fucked up. My fingers were hurting at this point, I think. So, and these stages were very good, like they were slightly puzzly. And it has a good structure in the sense that you can just rush through the game, which we kind of did. It has one very bullshit section, but it was bullshit because of my input. So I think it's still decent enough that it deserves spot number 65. And it's probably better on an actual device. Alright, and next up. And again, you have to put it somewhere, and not every game can be the worst one. Okay? This is the wrong part, by the way. I have to fix it. Okay, I'm going to do this. Next up on the retrospective is number 64, Desert Speed Trap, starring Roadrunner and Wall E. Coyote. I think that's the longest title. Which is a Master System probe game with very good animations and incredibly solid graphics for the Master System. It was a bit annoying at times, but I did enjoy this game a whole lot. Honest to God. Hong Kong ginger candy or something would be fine. But this game was alright, and it was probe, and it was kind of quality. There was a lot of quality in the animations for this one. Okay, and this is another one of those milestone games that I compare other games. Anyone who was paying attention would hear me saying, oh, is this game better or worse than this one, which is number 63, Tasmanian Devil Munching Madness. It had this cover art. But it was fun. This is the one that is not Tasmania, but it has Tasmania characters in it, which is kind of strange. And this is the top-down one. And it was actually alright. I really liked having something different. When we got to this game, it had been nothing but platformers. So I appreciated this. It wasn't easy, and it did get a bit annoying because I think you had to eat every single piece of food on the maps. But Taz always pointed to the next one, so that makes it okay-ish. And I did kind of enjoy myself with this. I really like this. Yeah, Tiger Sky Drum seems to be on the same page as I am. Demi Tasmania, exactly, Mystic Theory, that one. Look, he's pointing towards the next piece of food. So that makes it less problematic. Alright, next up. I think the next game is one that is not bad, it's just disappointing. Wrong thing. Just a moment. Next game on the list, number 62, Tiny Toon Adventures, Bab's Big Break. And the reason this game is where it is because it's a bit of nothing. The game is where it is because it is too easy. It has a lot of content, it has a lot of characters for a Game Boy game. And you guys know that I don't have a problem with... Yeah, Babs is on the cinematics. You play with multiple characters, it has interesting stuff and interesting content. And you guys know that I don't mind easy games at all. But this one was too easy. Right, it's the lowest Konami game we have on the list. And it's a good game. Right, we are starting to get into the range of games where I have to admit it's good. It's just too easy and it had no Babs. Early Game Boy game. But it's not the first Tiny Toon Konami game on the Game Boy. So they just decided to make it easier because maybe people complained that the other ones were too hard or something. Now the next game, some people, and I can respect that, I can really respect that. The next game, like I said, we are getting into good game territory. Wow, yeah, there was a lot of ball. This is a good game. It's ranked relatively low, it's middle, right? 61 is getting to the middle. It's ranked low because the others are better, not because it is bad. because the other games I find better. And not because it's not good or anything, it's just because it's an arcade game, so it gets a bit repetitive and it loops weirdly, which is... that breaks the flow of what I was saying. A Roadrunner for the arcade. Which is a good game, it has fun graphics, it has interesting content. It is but it is a quarter muncher, and it loops. It's not bad. It got like 500 ports, so of course it's not a bad game. But, alright, this is what I have to say about the game. Bugs Bunny DOS game isn't here yet. Oh, but I loved that game, and this is a personal ranking. I loved that game. Every now and again it would be, no, that's one of the milestone games on my ranking. Kept comparing it to others, and it kept winning. Alright, next game. Once again, we're gonna do this 4 more times, chat. This and another 3. Crazy Castle. 1 for the Game Boy. It is the simplest of the Crazy Castle games, but it is way better than the NES one. This is where they found their footing. This is where, okay, this works. This is a portable game, and it's fine. The reason it's ranked so low is because it gets to 60 stages and they decide, no, we need to have 80. And it gets stupid. Because these games can only go towards stupid if they get too long. That's the only reason this game is not ranked higher. The later stages are just too dumb. But it's a Crazy Castle. For what it is, it's good. And I don't have... this. The only Crazy Castle we played that I have reservations with is the NES one. Because it was the first one, it wasn't proper. This one and the others I have no reservations with them. Alright, next up, and this one has been brought up by some of you, is Space Jam, the DOS one. Which didn't have Michael Jordan. Here it is. It had it on the cover art. It was okay. It had fun animations. It was much better NBA Jam game than a Looney Tunes b-ball. It had content, and it had one picture of here. There it is. There he is, chat. Okay, you missed him. That was too quick. There he is. Bless our save files. Yeah, he's on the save file screen. Original Space Jam website still up? I have no idea. You have no reservations with the NES version? I do, but that's personal. Only the second one. Yeah. He's in the game. We can move on. Alright, next up. And this one is one of those that gets mixed up with everything else in my head. I don't remember which one it was. So we need to take a look, a healthy look at the game. So the next one up is Looney Tunes 2 Tasmania Devil Island Chase. It's the one that has the weird title sequel thingy in Europe and in the US. It's this one. It was okay. Like, for a test game, this is where it starts to be fun and enjoyable. I didn't mind this game. It wasn't too hard, too easy, the controls were fine, the stages were not dumb. I think it had a reasonable continuous system. It had a weird spinning system, but almost every test game has weird spinning systems. Odd test phase. Yeah. But this was okay. I'll say that. It was okay. I enjoyed it, actually. Okay, coming up next, and I liked this game. I know some people in chat did not, but I think that it was still very fun to watch. Number 57, we have Tiny Toon Adventures Toonenstein Dare to Scare, which was the adventure game for PS1 with the very good furball animations. It's a simplified adventure game, of course, but I liked it. It didn't have a lot of adventure games, and I really liked this one. This was just fine. It was very fine. It also had everyone's favorite
Are they?
The place is haunted, but there's a fortune inside, and you know I really want it. That's the key. Electricity. Stick with me. I'm Plucky D. Everybody's talking about Toonenstein. She's building a monster, and it's blowing my mind. Everybody's talking about Toonenstein. I'm building a monster, and it's blowing my mind. Listen up, this is my house, and it's cozy. But there's a ducky and a piggy, and they're getting kinda nosy. Ooh, you know I like games. First I'll hug them, then I'll squeeze them, and then I'll switch their brains. They can't have my creation. In fact, I think I'll send them on a permanent vacation with a hug and a squeeze.
Excuse me, lads, could you help me, please?
Everybody's talking about Toonenstein. She's building a monster, and it's blowing my mind. Everybody's talking about Toonenstein. She's building a monster, and it's blowing my mind.
cringy rap.
That is gonna make it. That is gonna make it fucking for you. Yes, it gets it.
Guy mobile rapping.
Gotta kiss myself. Everybody's talking about
Funk your fuck you. I'm pretty sure the Irish guy said fucking at some point. It's Gene Cummings as Patty. He was very busy.
Where's Blackstock when you need him? Elmira, MC. I'm blowing your mind. You know what time it is.
Do I? Is it time to stop the timer? This culprit, he's a comedian. It's time to stop the timer. I literally cracked myself up. Oh, that was good. Yes, I did enjoy it more now. I think I've learned to just let go. We've been through so much shit. Just enjoy the ride, man. Just enjoy the fucking ride. Oh man, that was good. I'm so glad to have done this. Alright, next on the rankings. We have, for number 56, Looney Tunes back in action for the Game Boy Advance. It was interesting in a lot of ways. It was a bit annoying. The Animaniacs one is a lot better. Right, this one had a weird structure to it. The levels were too long, And you had to restart everything if you died, and it had a bunch of shit pushing, and the camera was all over the place. However, and this increases the rank, he had this. Like the 3D, look at that portrait on the bottom left, how horrible that is. Bad continuous system, it was. But then he had... Where is it? It had this. Look at the guy's face. Look at that dude's face. What the fuck is that thing? I thought I ate a Tazitet. I did. Oh, man. Alright, next up. Oh, this one is ranked a bit too high, but it was kind of interesting. In a few ways, I guess. So for number 55, we have Animaniacs, a gigantic piece of shit. No, it was a gigantic adventure. Which was this... a Windows game that is a platformer where they forgot to put music in. Like, this is how it sounds.
That we have no more lives, it's gonna be more annoying.
Because you have... Yeah, it's... The graphics are a mishmash of nothingness. But, again, the explosions. Again, the important thing is how I feel about the game. Like, do I have fun? And I did have some fun with this, especially this final stage was kind of interesting how it was set up. The platforming worked most of the time, which was already way better than some of the previous games. So, yeah. Number 55, I guess. Next one. The music. There, we were busy with a rap, which is why I didn't have the music. Next up, for number 54, we have Tiny Toon Adventures Dizzy Candy Quest, which is part of that weird Tiny Toon almost shovelware time. But this one wasn't shovelware, this was very unique. It is, I think, the only Dizzy game. It was way better than most TES games. Was a kind of a puzzle-ish top-down platformer thingy that was quite fun. Other than having the timer, I enjoyed figuring this out, and the graphics are very charming. I look at that. It's very charming. It was fun. Had to cut it, sounds like being a Windows game. Maybe, and that game has an issue where it was rushed out. They forgot to put the music in, even though it's on the menus. We talked about that during the game. Anyway, coming up next. This game was one of those games that I put in the category of unfortunate. In the sense that it wasn't bad, but it was a bit unfortunate. For the next, we have Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal for the PlayStation 2, which is this game. And it was enjoyable. But it was very unfinished. You remember this? Look. We get here. That's the final boss. There's an arrow.
People complain about math there, usually.
You're going...
Oh, you can just keep the...
And we just skipped the boss by accident. Because we followed the arrow. But still, I did have fun with it. It wasn't too long. It had some fun stuff, although they forgot at the end. Hang on. Where is it? Here. They forgot to give the final boss, music. Also, he had a good TES. This game had a very good TES. Playing as TES in this game was fun. It was. Actually. Which does push it up to rank 53 just for that. That's quite a feat, as we all well know. Now, next up is a game that you guys have asked me about, and it's a game that I freaking loved. I shouldn't have maybe, but I did. For 52, we have the Bugs Bunny Hairbrained Adventure for DOS. Which was fun. I mapped this shit out. I think I wanted so much to play a game where I had to write shit down. I developed a map for this. The map is quite interesting in how it works. The game has an entire internal logic to it. The fun is not in playing the game, the fun is in figuring it out. The mechanics were kind of basic, you know, DOS, EJ graphics and stuff. But I still have the maps for this game. I got into the game, yes. This is exactly like what I like about this kind of classic game, which is you have to draw a map, you have to take part, you have to be a willing participant. And the game rewards you for it. And like the map, I couldn't properly explain on the stream, like I'd have to show you guys the drawings and spend like 30 minutes with the schematics. There is a logic. There are two maps in the game. One for the entire castle and one for the final segment, which is larger. And you have to figure out when it transitions between systems. And you can see me drawing the map. It was fun figuring out, like, we had to find the 4 keys. I figured out that it had, like, we went out and there were 4 towers that were spiraled up to the top and then we spiraled back down. It was outstanding. Like, I can't realistically rank it any higher than 52 because there are better games coming up. But I freaking loved this. I wish we had more like this in the retrospective. Of course, it doesn't mesh well with Looney Tunes because it's like a bit more cerebral in a sense. It is a personal ranking, and this is the kind of shit that I like. And that's a fair thing. Somebody lovingly programmed those cheeks. Headless bearded culprit, what a nostalgia trip. Hello there, the one British idiot. Yeah, we're doing some. We're not gonna get fat culprit. Fattest we have here is like 4 pounds fatter than right now, so if you want that, you'll have to go further back. Alright, next up, a very good game. We're getting into the territory where you get some games that are very good, even though they might be flawed in some ways. We're gonna have for 51 Porky's Pig Haunted Holiday. Nope. This one. This was so good, like every time you started the game, you had a different season. If you reset your SNES, you get a different season and the stages change a little bit. This is winter. Every time you restart your SNES, you get some replayability. Now, the game had a bunch of flawed moments and weird stages, but like I really like the theme. It is original because it's a Porky Pig game, which is a rarity. It had a haunted feel to it. It was October, I think it was October. Was it? No, it was July. Yeah, the pig becomes a cloud because it's a dream. Trip back in Copper time, that too. And the cloud becomes a pig and the pig becomes a cloud. Ever gonna see my new glorious main? If it exists at some point, yes. It doesn't yet. Oh look, we got a raid from Space Astrocat right there. It was a very good game, and a lot of people, when I was doing this retrospective, they would come up, oh, did you play Porky Pig's game on the SNES? I really liked that one as a kid. It's a good game. I enjoyed it. Next, for number 50, we have Bugs Bunny Rapid Rampage, which was an infuriating game with a truckload of very good references and interesting boss fights, and every stage was named after a specific episode and the episode played out, and you even have like a Sonic character in there in the back, that purple guy. Sonic original content. original character. Like, look at this, man. The art was so good. The art was amazing. This was so much better than Double Trouble. It was very hard. It was infuriating at times. Yeah, we had to restart the game from scratch here. And then the final boss fight was so confusing with these, which is why the game is not ranked higher. But I really liked the content and the art. Look at that art and those animations, man. It's the sheer amount of art and content in the game. It's good. Game is good. We are on good territory, and we're on the top 50. Like, that's like half the retrospective is good games. That's amazing if you think about it. Again, considering that it is licensed games. Alright, coming up next for number 49, we have Tiny Toon Adventures Wacky Sports Challenge. Which is, yes, a sports game, but it was interesting and creative in a lot of ways. It had pilot wings, as you can see right now. It had, I was very cold. God damn, that was like the coldest day ever, and this killed the bitrate. Like, where are the other sports? And this game was fun. For a sports game, and this is probably awesome with other people as well. Eskimo Cooper, full winter. Fully awake and well confused. It was a very confusing boss fight on that one, yes. But as far as sports games goes, this one is fine. It's Tiny Toons, it is Konami, so it's one of those. Just being Tiny Toon Konami already means we're gonna get some quality in there. Speaking of which, for the next game we have... wrong link. Speaking of wrong link, we have CDI Zelda music. For the next game, we have Tiny Toon Adventures 2 Montana Movie Madness on the Game Boy. Which was this. This was the worst stage in it. Other than that, the game was very enjoyable. It was very hard. This is where they fixed, because I think this comes after Babs. Where is Babs' Big Break? I can't say there. 1992, and this is 1993. This came after Babs' Big Break, so they fixed the difficulty. They want a bit high, but it's Konami, you expect them to go high on the difficulty. It had very good graphics, very solid graphics for the Game Boy. Everyone is talking about Tunenstein, yeah, that too. I wanted to mention the end credits. We watched all of it. We listened to the whole thing. It was amazing. I enjoyed it way more this time around. Alright. For the next game on the list, we're gonna have another sports game because they have to be somewhere. Number 47, we have Tiny Toon Adventures Acme All-Stars for the Genesis, which has the shitty cover art. But for a sports game, it had like a campaign and everything with a story, which is unexpected and very good. I wish more sports games had that. You select your team. We had soccer and basketball, and it was fun. For what it was, we enjoyed this a lot, actually. So yeah. For number 46, we have a lot of moving parts here. Speedy Gonzales for the Game Boy, which was this one. Which I enjoyed, like it had a little bit of sonicness to it, and it's a...
Gracias, pussycats.
I knew that was coming up. It had like those little loops to run around, which is a good thing because it's a Speedy Gonzalez game. And this was enjoyable. It had some difficulty to it, but not enough to make you frustrated, I don't think. This was solid. Always hate when had Eurodance in the 90s always stops to have the awkward rap. Or rap free versions. Ah, the weird rap in the middle of a song. Yeah, that I never liked that. I figured it was a very American thing. I never understood it. Anyway. Coming up next on the rankings of the retrospective. We have... I have to remember this one, which is why we're going through the videos. We have 45, Daffy Duck, The Marvin Missions. This game was incredibly hard. This was basically Death Valley Rally, but with Duck Dodgers. That kind of game, but it had it didn't have a better continuous system. I think if you died, it went back to the start, but it was way more reasonable. We did have to restart it once or twice. It had good art, it had very fun bosses, which is what these games have. This is Sunsoft, so yeah, same kind of game. Not today, I haven't. Duck Dodgers! It does have a Duck Dodgers button, right? You press it and it goes, Duck Dodgers! Duck Dodgers emote. Yeah, I don't have any more slots for emotes. It's gonna take a while. I enjoy this. Oh, this boss fight, it was frustrating as all hell. It was very hard. But I had fun, and that's what matters. This is a list about how much fun I had with the games, for the most part. Alright, next up on the list. And speaking of... we have everyone's favorite, Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally. And it's right here. Sunsoft is like Duck Dodgers, but with Roadrunner it came before. I love this game, I have nostalgia for it, that's why it's ranked so high. I don't actually recommend it unless you have the same level of nostalgia for it. I love this game. It is utterly jacked in the difficulty department. If you do decide to play this game, do what I did. This is the second game where I did cheat.
Uh-oh. This is bad. Really bad.
It isn't. Come on. It wasn't a full cheat. It was just giving me extra lives. It is an in-game cheat, so it's kind of provided by the developer because they know it's fucked. It's bad for your sanity. That was a reply technically. Don't randomly bring the subject that had been rolling inside you for 30 years now and finally couldn't keep it to yourself anymore. Someone has a grudge against rap singers. I can respect that. I freaking love this game. I like the music, I like the way it sounds. It's probably the nostalgia talking, don't take my word for it. It's ranked high because I've always loved this game. Rented it multiple times. I was a weird kid. Anyway, next up, and again, the games have to be taken within the context of what they are. This game is not ranked high in a vacuum. It's ranked high considering everything else. For 43, we have Space Jam, the handheld game. The Tiger Electronics game. It is a handheld game. It's fine. We managed to get max score. It has good graphics. I had fun with it. Like you can even see the Toon Squad logo on the thing because of the high quality of the thing, like the graphics here. Oh, there, Janky Toe. Super Ranked 2, the ranking. It's going well. We are halfway through it. 2 hours. Holy shit. I enjoyed it, and you know, is it better than some of those other games. Straight up, no, but within the context of a Tiger Electronics handheld game, it's good. I
All
had
hail
fun.
the Cheese King.
Yeah, I did cheese it accidentally, I think. Alright. Coming up next. I have to grab the other link first. Coming up next, we have for 42 Desert Demolition starring Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote for the Genesis, which is this game. Which was a very strange thing because you can play as Coyote or as Roadrunner. And there is slightly different campaigns with slightly different endings, and that alone is good enough for me to give it the score I did. And the graphics are a little bit jacked, you can see the borders, the pixels being a bit weird, but it was still fine, and I did have fun with this. And if I am going to be completely honest, it is a better game than Desert Valley Rally. And once again, I had fun, and the fact that you have two campaigns and the fact that you can play as Roadrunner puts it up there as number 42. So Roadrunner is the meaning of life, yes. Follow up to this for number 41. I have to find it here first. We have Speedy Gonzalez in Los Gatos Bandidos, the SNES game, which has been brought to my attention that it has been used as a base for Sonic ROM hacks for the SNES. It's a bit fast at times, it's a bit dumb at times, and it has the best music in the entire retrospective, and I landed right here.
Gracias, pussycats.
But I'm not stopping here, so this is not the first time we got to it. Because when I first heard the song, I did stop. Yeah, here, listen to this thing, like, even, yeah, old Cooper knew what was up. Wait. And then? Look at his face. He can't believe it. He's flabbergasted. What the hell is this song? And then it gets better. Second movement, yes. No, it didn't end. Pick it up. What is it doing? It's like belly. Yes. Like, what the fuck? Exactly, old Copert. What the fuck? The game is a bit annoying, but it could be the worst game ever. It's ranked this high because of that alone. Reenactment of the first back busted out, especially Charles Stockard and Fugue and Hepsicore, and everyone just did that face. I am older than old Copert. That's different definitions of old. That's young Copert. Technically, I guess. Amazing game, amazing music. I mean, the game is not that amazing, but that's good enough for me. Alright, next on the list. For number 40, we have South Peak Interactive Assorted Media. Not because it was good, but because it was interesting, and because of these, we finally got some Looney Tunes here. We finally got some very Looney Tunes. I want that one. You guys know the one. This one. I want this one. I want this one, chat. Hang on. Come on, where? Further ahead. I want this one. I don't know, man. I was 15 and I was terrified of it. I've always been a very straight and narrow kind of guy, especially when I was younger.
Do trip it up and down. Do trip it.
What's wrong? Seriously, you auto-updating now? General, I won't be able to calculate the right data for the satellite for 49 minutes.
How long till impact?
11 minutes and 44 seconds.
Fuck Microsoft!
Okay.
Fuck!
Alright.
If you this one
Which
is
one?
It's 1250 bits for this. I did turn it's so freaking good that I did turn this into an alert. It's phenomenal. And old Copert or young Copert just loses his shit. And I kept replaying this because every time we did it, it got better. There is the shortened form which
Up and down. Do trip it. Whoops, trip it.
I just keep losing it. Man, I love that they just put a fucking river in front of him. That's perfect. Like it's such like okay, so he's singing about tripping and then he starts actually tripping and then there's like a downhill and then one next, I don't know, it ends up on a fucking river out of nowhere. This is so good.
Trip it up and down. Do trip it. Whoops, trip it.
He does it at the end. He does. He absolutely does. Oh man. Then that's why it's ranked 40, even though it's just yeah, it's that in coloring books or something, man, but it's so good. Alright, we have to keep going. Where's the music? Alright, next up, believe it or not, we have a Tweety game. Tweety and the Magic Gems. This game is here for two reasons. That art is so shit. One, because it is a freaking... But there is Lola. I forgot about Lola. Zion video complaining about conspiracy theories and cryptozoologies on that clip. That only makes it better. It's good because it's a board game with inside maps. And because you can watch Tweety slowly die. We played the game twice. The second one we kept What is the word? Sabotaging the AI so Tweety would die. That was... We put in a lot of effort for that. Where is it? We need to rewatch that. It was phenomenal. Hi? This... The music. You could not rescue Tweety. This sounds like Castlevania music or some shit. You could not rescue Tweety. You're welcome, Speedy Gonzalez. We're all happy here. The music.
This is fine.
It is. It was very fine. Tweety is dumb. I hate Tweety. And people hate people who wear Tweety t-shirts apparently as well, so it all tracks. Tweety is dumb. And the game had good art and some other stuff. I liked that game a lot. Actually. Alright, coming up next, a game that was very good but very hard. For number 38, we have Daffy Duck in Hollywood. The Master System one, they're different. Which was, fun. It had interesting animations for the Master System. It was very hard though. It had fun transitions between stages with the helicopter and stuff. It was a hard game, but it was fun. Look at it, that swagger. Very good stuff. Alright. This game looked amazing for the Master System. It did. Background cell when he falls was the good old cartoon color companies rating orange, yellow, many glowing sun, cells rising in the night of classic animations. Never wore a Tweety t-shirt, but you wore a Taz one for many years. That means that you've never been someone who is annoying, but you have been someone who is a bit of a crackhead, which is fine. Everyone is a little bit of a crackhead from time to time. Alright, next game. I think it's the best Taz game coming up. We have the best Taz game on the retrospective coming up, chat. If I'm not mistaken. Next up is Taz in Escape from Mars, which was decent and it was fun and it had like good art like this. And then the first stage was literally like a zoo and you had to break the walls. And it had weird bouncing mechanics, so you could, like, I'm trying to figure it out right here. Can I figure it out? I did, there. You have to spin and, yeah, that also works. And then it has some interesting boss fights. And he had this, the gravity switching room. So, you know, it had a bunch of interesting things. It was so hard that we had to do a save state practice on the final boss, but we did beat it fair and square. Alright. How many Taz games are on this list? It was Marvin took him to be part of his zoo. That's why he has to escape from Mars. And next up we have... Where's the link for the video? Here. Next up we have, for number 36, Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 4. Not 3, 4. I don't remember the details, but I found 4 to be worse than 3. I think some of the mechanics were downgraded. I think I thought 4 was worse than 2 even. And 4 was very, very long. Was 4 the one... Yeah, 4 was the one where Tiger Sky Drum saved my ass and drew a little guy here. This was PNG part. Man, I was recovering from a surgery and I had to go through 500,000 stages and over 14 hours of this, The Many Faces of Culprit. It was very annoying, yes. Which is why it's ranked lower than 2 and 3. I think they forgot some of their lessons for this one. Taz Wanted, it's 67. Okay, for the next game, we have the counterpart to that one. We have Daffy Duck in Hollywood, the Genesis version, which was its own thing, was similar in some ways, but it was a different game, and it had very good graphics, and it was not as difficult as the Master System one. And I had fun with it, and it did look good. It has some Quackshot vibes to it, even. I like it. 14 hours! 6-7. Yeah, Jesus. Right. For the next game. For my next trick! We have Tiny Toon Adventures 2 Trouble in Wacky Land for the NES, which was a very strange game. It wasn't bad, it was good, I had fun. The last stage was interesting, had these upside down segments. And it wasn't... Oh, this is the game where we had to keep farming tickets, so we tried every stage and we settled on this one, was the easiest one to get tickets. It was an interesting way to play the game, so you can choose the stage that you play and you can keep redoing it. It was fun. I had fun. I think it was still Konami. So alright, next one. Where is it? The link is here. Next one, 33, is Crazy Castle 2. Because the Crazy Castles, they keep getting better until 4, which is worse. This one is where they settled on some of the mechanics and they settled on some of the sprites, and they had this, which I really liked. And they had a boss fight and everything, and this game was solid. This is one of the better Crazy Castle games. And yeah, but it is Crazy Castle, so like, not much more to say about it. For the next one, and this one, some of you might disagree that it is this high, but I did enjoy it. This was Pinky and the Brain World Conquest, the weird 3D map thing that got us all of those sound alerts. This game was... Yes, there you go. This was fun. That's ultimately the deciding point whether I had fun with it or not. And this you could play multiplayer. I think it would be a lot of fun. It was fun. Yes. Some stages were very jacked. Like, but you can't ignore those jagged stages and look at the game as a whole. And it was fun. It was memorable. That too, yes. It was very unique. Very, very, very unique. Alright, next on the list. We have at position number 31, Speedy Gonzales Aztec Adventure for the Game Boy Color. Which was fun. It was very fun, like compared to the other Speedy Gonzales games. I think it's better than the ones we looked at before. It had a good amount of difficulty. It wasn't impossible. It was very reasonable. Same stupid ghost sprite was into it. Yeah, that ghost. I know it's technically a Looney Tunes character, but I don't like that thing at all. Anyway, who does?
Gracias, pussycats.
You're welcome, Speedy Gonzalez. Thank you for having video games for us. Next on the list, number 30, we have Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 3. This is the last of the Crazy Castle ones that we played. It is the best one that we played. It's incredibly solid. It's very tight. It looks amazing. I think it actually looks better than 4. All the puzzles are reasonable. The progression is fine. You can scroll around the map. All the good things. Still, it is Crazy Castle, so we don't have much more to say about it. I forgot to do the search on this list, so I can grab this and copy the video link here. Next up, we have Looney Tunes for the Game Boy, which has a stupid ass cover art. Look at young Cooper being like, what the fuck is this shit? Didn't go overboard on the level count. Yeah, that's a big problem on the 4th one. And this one was the one that had this. It had a lot of variety. I loved this game for its variety. Remember this? It was so much fun. It had a bunch of different setups and stages. It had some Speedy Gonzalez in it, some Roadrunner in it. It even had a Tweety part. This was very fun and unexpected. I did not think we would get a Looney Tunes game that has a bunch of Looney Tunes characters. As obvious as it is, it doesn't happen often. So I really liked it. It's like Brother Cooper was making their rise out of a head like a magic act. That Cooper was a bit more creative than I am. Start to get old, start to get dumb and boring. Anyway, next up on the list, we have Animaniacs Game Pack, which is not necessarily good, but we had a lot of fun with it, and more importantly, we had an amazing intro, which we are going to watch again.
Alright, okay.
That's better. Alright, here we go, here we go.
It's time for Animaniacs. We hope your hard drive stays intact. If this program starts to crash, give your CPU a whack. We're Animaniacs. Boot up the Warner Brothers and the Warner Sister Dot. The developers would like to buy a really snazzy yacht. They put all kinds of games in here to tie your mind in knots. And zany animations that will leave you seeing spots. We're Animaniacs. They transformed us to big maps. If you move your mouse to click on things, you'll force us to react. We're Animaniacs. Look at Wacko as he tries to pull your processor apart. And Yakko's burning random access memory with a spark. Dodger's grabbed her cursor, she wants you to restart. We kidnapped all the programmers, they think that they're so smart. We're Animaniacs. Play at work and you'll get sacked. If the artwork is too slack, well they license that to hacks. We're Animaniacs, totally insane. Monitors and play me, Animaniacs.
That is fantastic. It is! Oh, it's not over. That's... frames. They didn't have to do all of that. And then the game is a bunch of mini games. We had that hits the spot, that's better, that hits the spot, that's better. That was this one, which was kind of good. The other ones are less good. The other ones were kind of annoying. But overall, good shit, very good shit. fun watching us bob together. I tried to synchronize. Fun times. All right, we're getting close to the end here. Again, we just did it. For number 27, we have Looney Tunes Galactic Sports for the Vita, which has a stupid-ass cover art. Young Coppert is just... what the fuck is this crap? But this is one of the best sports games. I want to play this again on my Vita. Like, yeah, it has a better Infinite Runner than Looney Tunes Dash. It had very good animations, very decent 3D, despite being like kind of modern version of Looney Tunes, which they will probably be required to do because of the license. And you know, it was fun. It had this boxing thing. All the sports were fun. This was very good. I remember enjoying this not too long ago. Okay, next up. And this one is one that I want Tiger Sky John to take a look at. Not the main one, but one of the ones I want her to take a look at. Next up, for number 26, we have Duck Amuck for the Nintendo DS, which is based on the episode. And it's amazing that what you have to do is fuck up with Daffy. But we couldn't use the microphone properly. And then he has all these animations and this dialogue where he keeps talking to you and you keep messing him up. Resume the timer. So play it again. Egad. I really like this.
Likely story of how I came to be an international video game star. I was on the phone with my agent and I was...
We erase his beak. And then we draw a new one for him. That's so good. It's gimmicky. Of course it is, but it's so good. Yeah, it was the emulator. And then I drew that stupid thing. And then we played a game where I had to feed him. Ah, shit. Come on. Come on. Jesus. Yes. I'm so bad at it. You are. This game is unhinged a little bit, but why don't you want to see it? This was a fun game. This was a fun game. It was very short, but I liked so much the entire concept of it. We would play the game and would be like, oh wait, we're not supposed to win, we're supposed to lose, and then we would redo it properly. You've been trolled by Brother Coppert. Were you? I didn't mean to troll anyone. I enjoyed those animations actually. Daffy eating to explode. Is that within toss? Next up, Daffy Duck and the Grand Paint Caper. This game was phenomenal for the Commodore 64. There was a lot of back and forth, but you could talk to the characters, you had directions, you could call everyone despicable. The pixel art for Daffy Duck is amazing. This was released in 2015, but these are graphics from 1992. And the game requires figuring out, once you know what to do, it's very straightforward, but I really liked this game. It's very charming in a lot of ways. I'm so glad they managed to get the game discs, the source code, and restore it. Alright, moving on. Still have like over 20 games to go. Some of these I want to talk about a lot. Next up, we have Space Jam: A New Legacy. Amazing surprise that it is this high up. We couldn't play this who had to watch a video of it, but it looks so good. Like it's a free promotional game. Budget must have been 2 cans of Coke and a candy. They did a very good job with the limited resources they had. Like, didn't try to overcomplicate things. I know I didn't play it, so it's difficult to judge just from watching, but there's that Battletoads thing of like you keep punching and then they bring bigger weapons and stuff like that. I think, and then the final boss is a giant robot thing, which is great. Yeah, I'm clapping right there because of it. The absolutely nailed Turtles in Time or Looney Tunes look. Yeah. Other than, you know, LeBron James that they were probably forced to put in the game. It's good. It looks good. I wish I could play it. It's very short, but because it's free, like, I think they're losing money by not having these on Steam or something. Right, next up. Next up, where is my link? Next up, we have Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports, which is technically the best sports game on the list. I don't think I have any other sports game above this one. I could be mistaken, but I don't think there are any other ones. We started really bad because we played basketball first, and I really didn't like. Then we got soccer, and soccer was alright. It had a bunch of animations and intros and stuff. And then we played golf, and golf was so much fun. Some of the best golf I've played in video game form. It's very solid. And then tennis, and tennis was fine. It was tense. We were tense. We were engaged with tennis. We were engaged in a sports game. Only Brown Paul demanded they make him the best character. Yeah. Football was reasonable, but tennis and golf were just too good. And we could play sports as Roadrunner. Good golf games are extremely good, say this video game golf enjoyed still very many friends because of good golf games. Yeah. Anyway, this game, I thought I had a lot of fun with it. I might go back to it on my own time at some point. Alright, we are getting close to the end of this, chat. Stick around a little bit longer. We're getting there. And next up, and this is another milestone title, as in a lot of games couldn't make past this one when being compared to be put on the list. Next up is Tiny Toon Adventures Buster and the Beanstalk. What a phenomenal thing! It's an adventure game for Windows and PS1. We decided to play the Windows version because it's more of an adventure game. The PS1 version has some... It had these...
lumber around in them.
He had the stupid jokes.
Wooden shoes became famous because people like to lumber around in them.
Sometimes he doesn't talk.
How do you know when a drummer is knocking at your door? The knock is out of time.
I don't write
That's a cardboard.
These things, folks, I just say them. The first rubber man to join the army got, here it comes,
bounced. This game is phenomenal. We could spend a lot of time in it, but we have to move on. But this game was a lot of fun. It's a click-a-thon, but it's a good click-a-thon with good voice work from the original cast, if I'm not mistaken. And we enjoyed our time with that a lot. Okay, next up on the list, and I barely remember this one. Looney Tunes Carrot Crazy. Oh, this one. Why is it so high? It's the one with the very high Lola. But it was interesting. Mom doesn't understand. because you could switch between Bugs and Lola, and they had different skills, and you could dig underneath, and then you had those in too many frames carrots spinning around. She is tripping balls, yes. It had fun mechanics. It had the right amount of difficulty and variety. It's very solid. I think it's a very above average for a Game Boy title, which is one of the main reasons it's so high up on the list. Next up. Next up, click the link. We have Looney Tunes Marvin Strikes Back, which is the second game of the weird Pokemon kind of deals they had. Like the characters switching everything. We played this game first and it made no sense because it's the first game but messed up. First game is a lot better. We played them in the wrong order because I didn't realize which one was first. Still, it's a top-down game with a bunch of exploration, a truckload of different characters and mechanics. It is a bit bugged at times, we did face a few weird stuff in it. But it's a very good game. The other one is a lot better, which is why the other one is higher up on the list. Does she use a rolling pin? Of course she does. Either a rolling pin or like a frying pan, what other things are you gonna have? Next up, and I'm so sorry, but I freaking loved this game. But you guys are not gonna like seeing this guy this high up. Next up, we have Looney Tunes Twubble. Yes, Twubble. But it's a Solstice-like. It was the only game like this on the retrospective, and it was very much enjoyable. And I had a very good time. Head of Heels. Yeah, people call this game a bunch. I know it as a Solstice clone. It was very solid. Like, the mechanics were a bit weird at times because this kind of game does have weird mechanics. Jank axiometric games. Yeah, it's good. I had a lot of fun. It's very out of the left field, like it has nothing, like why would they make it like this? I don't know, but I love that they did. The game, very much. Right, next up. And I think this is the one, I don't think Tiger Sky Drum saw this one. And this one was made for Tiger Sky Drum. You guys, some of you might already know which one I'm talking about. For number 18, even McCall was talking about this game. That's how good it is. Daffy Duck Foul Play for the Game Boy. Holy fucking shit! How did they cram so much animation in a Game Boy game? I have to show it. Like, one of the animators on Duck Amuck was an animator with Fox before working on games like Shantae. Has done everything from storyboard to clean up to animation. Very talented. Interesting. It shows. Technically, Batman was the first one. Can't say Batman like. Yeah, that would be confusing. Taika's Guide Drum. Look at the sprite animations here. Look how smooth it's going to be. Look at that. Young Culprit is flabbergasted already. Look at those pixels moving. I even reset just so I could see it again.
That's way too many frames. Look at that. That's way too many frames.
It is. The animations of this game are unnecessary. And that's phenomenal. They didn't have to have so many frames. And then when you do things... Like, look, yeah, looking up, I think I did it. Yeah, look at that animation when we eat something. Look. What is all that for? I love it. And then you think, okay, can't get any more crazy than that. It's almost over animated. Yes. Yes, and it's glorious. Now you see that and you think, okay, that's a lot. No, this is a lot. This is a lot.
Just touch it. Oh, you just touch it. Are you fucking kidding me? I couldn't get the...
Exactly. Holy fuck this game. I don't even care if... I don't even know what the game is like. Someone had a lot of fun. There's so many frames. I don't even know what the game is about. I don't care. It's too good with those animations. Holy shit. Okay, are we on the last screen? We are! We got to the end of the thing. We're in there, chat. We're in there. Next on the list, it's number 17, Looney Tunes Collector Alert, which is the good one. Not Marvin Strikes Back. Marvin Strikes Back is the weird sequel. This game is phenomenal. It's solid. It's very much... It's not an RPG, but it has kind of an RPG exploration feel to it. The action is solid. Everything about it is amazing, other than the fact that you can't get everything without trading with the other game, which is stupid, of course. Very good game, very solid. I had a lot of fun with it. So smooth it is. Right, next up. I have to find the link first. Colbert, pay attention. Next up for 16 we have Looney Tunes Duck Dodgers starring Daffy Duck for the Nintendo 64. This one, we are starting to get into the 3D thingamajig. And as far as the 3D thingamajig goes, this is the weakest one. Which is why it's the first one we're seeing. It is not quite a collectathon, which makes me like it. It has very good graphics, it has personality. It was a tad bit annoying at times, especially with the controls. But it was a solid game, and I did enjoy it a lot. Looney Booze. So many good games on the Game Boy. Yeah, a lot of these are on the Game Boy, including the next one. And the next one was a surprise. For a few reasons. Let me pull it up. The link. Next one for number 15, we have Pinky and the Brain, the Master Plan for Game Boy Advance. You look at the cover art and you assume it's absolute garbage. It's very off-brand everything. And then you see, oh, it's Warthog. So you're like, okay, this is absolute jack shit. And then you play it. And that art is very good. And the platforming is very solid. And the boss fights, they're very clever. And very varied. We had these where we had to match the music to a guy inside a guts level so we would get vomited out because of the music. And then you could switch the characters around and you could have... And Pinky had a gun. And the tutorial stage was literally a schematic like this. This game was top-notch. I was not expecting a Pinky and the Brain game. This is what, 2002? I was not expecting a Pinky and the Brain game in 2002 by Warthog of all people to be this good. Very, very solid, good, amazing surprise. Bongo Boss was funny. Yeah, figuring the bosses was fun. Okay, next up, and we are in the good to very good games territory here. Chat, for number 14, we have Looney Tunes Racing for the PlayStation. Yes, it's a racing game. It's better than Space Race. This game was very solid. Like, as far as party racers go, I don't know, man. I think I like this more than that other one on the PS1. I forgot the name of it right now. Was very solid, was very fun. We did end up beating it. Like, we had good music. At least I got that. There were some stages that had very good music. No. You had this black and white sign for Portuguese speakers because they're also... Please note that I said on low. Hang on, I want... Okay, she got wrecked. This is my chance. Don't screw it. It's a shame that because of the resolution, you could barely see Roadrunner. Ah, we're getting jacked. It was so much fun and the music, and I really liked. And it was probably, I think it's the best racer on the list. Is there anything above this that is a racing game? No, there isn't. This is the best racing game. I really freaking liked this one. All right, let's move on. We are almost done with a recap. What time is it? Okay. No, we're doing good time here. So for next, number 13, we're starting to get into the very, very good territory of the retrospective. We have Tiny Toon Adventures for the NES. A Konami game. So, you know, there's not much to say. It's a Konami game. It's hard. It's very solid. Man, I have no hair. What is that? And I was very cold. Like, there's not much to say about this game. It's well liked by a truckload of people. It's solid. It's hard. It's fun. I, of course, enjoyed it a lot. So, yeah. Okay. Let's move on. We have some bangers in here. Next up, number 12, we have Looney Tunes Ship Raider, also known as Sheepdog and Wolf, I think it was called, which is a PS1 puzzle platformer where you have to steal a sheep from each stage. It had a very, very solid stealth system where you only have to hide from a same sheepdog, and you can see where he's looking at in relation to you on the top right corner. Aristocratic puzzling. This was one of those games that I was flabbergasted by the animations. Because like very low resolution PS1 3D. So they over-exaggerate the animation, so you can tell from a distance what he's doing, like he's scratching his head there, or when he's tapping his feet. Like, it's so exaggerated that you can see from a distance. And all the background art and the colors, they're used masterfully. Like, you look at the scenery here, the stage, and it almost doesn't look like you can see the tapping of the foot from this. It almost doesn't look like a PS1 game in how clean it is. It looks fantastic, and it was very aristocratic puzzling. As mentioned, it had... Yeah, that Daffy Duck jump. Look at that jumping, man. That animation that you can read from this far away with this low resolution. It's not easy to do that. Morning, Ralph. Morning, Sam.
Here we go, pal. I hope it's the right apartment, Michael.
So do I.
Good grief.
Very true to the cartoon animation. It is. Vini141, thank you so much for the gift subs, my friend. I really appreciate the support. Thank you for giving a sub to Obvious Mantis, with the name guy, Hot Dog Smoke, Lilu Chiro, and Tregox. Really appreciate the support, my friend. Thanks a bunch for that. Thank you for doing the retrospective, and thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here for this.
Here we go, pal. I hope it's the right apartment, Michael.
So do I. That apartment's filling up.
Good grief.
You can see my face doing the math already. Zofred, thank you so much for the gift sub to Vinny141. Thank you for the double nice plus 17 gift subs gifted so far in my channel. Really appreciate that. It's a truckload of support, my friend. And obviously, Vinny Name Guy, Hot Dog Smoke, Luchero, Tregox, and Vinny. Enjoy the ad reviewing and the emotes, my friends. Really glad to have you here. So, Yep, let's move on to the next game. Next game. We're getting into very, very good territory here in a lot of ways. This one was phenomenal. It also looked amazing. Next one, number 11 on our list, is Looney Tunes Back in Action. We played it on the GameCube. And it was phenomenal for a 3-day collectathon thing. It had one big problem. They padded it out at the end. They required you to redo every stage, hitting every single thing to try and collect every single collectible just so you could unlock the final boss. You literally play the entire game, you get to the final boss and it's like, I'm not gonna open the door, doc, unless you replay every stage. That's why the game is not ranked higher. Other than that, the game is phenomenal, but that was absolute bullshit. And it pushed the games a few positions down. Still, it's based on a movie, it's based on license. For all of that, the game is actually surprisingly decent. And we had a lot of fun with it. We had a bunch of costumes, and the costumes did things in this one. Alright, we are getting into the top 10 of the retrospective. So you guys know it's good shit. The next game is very closely related to this one, which is why it's so close to it on the retrospective rankings. It is Animaniacs The Great Edgar Hunt, which was made by the same folks. He uses this... No, it's not the same engine, it's a different game. And this game is jacked in a few ways, but overall it's very much so fun, enjoyable. It doesn't have the padding issue. We planned around what we had to find. We did find everything. It has good animations. The lighting was a bit weird, and the enemies were a bit jacked. But it was fun. The boss fights were... I forgot it had a slide puzzle. One of your top 10 picks as well. Yeah, the Xbox One game, I played a video of it. The OG Xbox game I emulated. But those GameCube games, including this one, I played on actual hardware. Sliding puzzles. Yeah, and the interface is dragging the cursor around with the analog stick. I'm glad it was just 3x3 because... Anyway, it's very, very good game. Very solid game. Okay, number 9. Number 9. And it might be surprising that it's ordered like this, but it is my honest opinion. Number 9 is Animaniacs Lights Camera Action for the Game Boy Advance, which was made before Back in Action for the GBA. Uses the same engine, but it was released afterwards because of licensing issues. And I thought, okay, that means the game is gonna be worse. No, it's better. It doesn't have any of the issues. It looks fantastic. It's not the shitty graphics of that one. The sprites are so chunky, they have so much depth to them despite being pixel art. It has good dialogue, it has a truckload of charm. It had some very difficult stages. You could play as Pinky and the Brain, look at that. It was very puzzly. I loved this game. It was a very good game. Yeah, even like Zolfair is complementing the music here. You can't see, it's too small. And I got I got a Bigfoot Tonight emote apparently. Alright. Good shit. Pinky couldn't jump because of his brain. Yeah, that too, that was pretty fun. This game's graphical style reminds you of the angled version of Chaos Engine. What's crazy pixel art remark. Yeah, that it's very chunky. If you're gonna mention Chaos Engine, it kind of reminds me of True Lies for the SNES as well. Bigfoot Tonight, there you go. Okay, next up, number 8. Oh, this one was phenomenal. I want to, it's one of the games that I want to go back and play on my own time. Properly. I couldn't play properly on stream. Number 8, we have Looney Tunes Cartoon Conductor. Holy shit, yes, the rhythm game. Holy shit, was it good. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus fucking Christ. What was my favorite song was this one. Tiger Sky Drum, the good news is, if you watch the same VOD on YouTube, it has nothing taken out, because Twitch is dumb. So click that link, find that VOD. I'm gonna post the link to this one. There. If you click that link, you get the first one and you can just click next. No, it's just one video. But then there were the remixes. You guys remember the remix? Didn't? Yeah, no, it does have a remix. Oh, this one we got S rank. Frick that one. The animations, this is fantastic. I love this one. You're welcome, Tiger Spectrum. Suffering succotash. These animations are different. Good lord, this was so good. I want to play this on my own DS and play it on hard and beat it on hard, because rhythm games are fun on hard. Alright, we need to move on though. Next up, number 7, and we're getting into amazing territory right now. Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Busts Loose, which is one of the few games that I did play as a kid, and this game is just out of control. It's perfect, like top peak Konami. It had a platformized American football game thing like this. Game is fucking phenomenal. It's one of the best games ever made for the SNES. Holy shit, I freaking love this game. Such good music. It had this stage which was very hard. It's very precise. And I kind of like that. It's a good kind of difficulty. Rewards being precise. We've played this one. Yeah, this is one of more popular ones. It was one that I was looking forward to, because I did rent this game as a kid. I didn't get it. Anyway, what a freaking amazing game. Alright, next up on the retrospective rankings, we have only good games left. Only very good games left. Next up is a game that surprised me a lot because I did not expect it to beat Buster Busts Loose for me, but it did, which was Buster's Hidden Treasure, which is the equivalent for the Genesis, but it's completely different. And he does a thing with his ears. I don't know if I can find it here, where his ears are always up, but when he goes under a platform that pushes his ears down, it literally does that. Like, he has a specific collision box for his ears. Can I find an instance of that? It's gonna take too long for me to try and find one, but it was so good. This game is amazing. It has one problem. The only problem the game has is that the last 4 to 5 stages, specifically, they don't have a save spot. So the entire game, you beat every stage it saves, except for the last few. You have to do all of them in one string of lives. That's the only downside, but it's better than Buster Busts Loose, believe it or not, and I have nostalgia for that game, which means it's definitely better than that one, because I have nostalgia for that one, so this one is already an uphill battle, and it still wins. Amazing stuff. I also remember this getting a lot of praise back in the day. It's phenomenal. Holy shit. Right, we're getting to top 5! Top 5, chat. We're in it now. We are getting to the very cream of the top here. For number 5, we have Animaniacs for the Genesis. Look at the graphics, man. Look at the thing of the guys following each other around. Look at the pixels. Pixels are so good. Look at that scene. Like, doing that scene. We're looking at the manual here. Doing that scene where you were selecting the stage. While you're selecting the stage, they keep running away from the guard. Taking random paths. There's the dog and the cat on the bottom left. Double chin crab. I don't have a double chin anymore, come on. This game was very good. It had an Amiga health bar, which is their face getting sadder up there. Very good animations, very solid game, a lot of variety for the stage designs. We both did it at the same time. I mean, it's such a good game. I mean, I can say that about all these because we're on the top 5 anyway. Alright. Number 4. We have Animaniacs for the SNES now. And this one is that weird one where it's like the weird beat 'em up lanes, but they're like discrete lanes instead of being continuous. And it's so good. Look at that art and all the reference. Look, it's the thing from Neverending Story. And man, this game. Look at that art, the pixel art, and look at these stages. And you have the lanes, and it's like you press up, you switch lane. You press down, you switch lane. It's not free movement. And the boss fights, and look at him dancing on top of the cannon. And we had this boss fight, which was incredible. This is the best kind of boss fight. It was very, very hard to figure out, but it was very rewarding as well. Phenomenal game for top 4. Alright, now we go to number 3, and good god, this game. The next game, chat, the next game is a treasure. Tiny Toon Adventures Scary Dreams. This game was made by Treasure. And you look at the cover art, and it's a Tiny Toon Games from 2002. This is the weird licensing times and from Conspiracy. They got cheap licensing and they just outsourced the development to different companies. One of them was fucking Treasure. Not number 1. I'm sorry. It's very hard at the top. You wanna know how awesome this game is? I should check the manual. Hang on. Put it. Forgot the name of the actor. You guys know who I'm talking about. Look at that. But it was whatever. I didn't like it. Yeah, this is a number 2. Look at that. Jeez. Fuck. It's so satisfying. Damage numbers, combos, aerial launches, special attacks. It has everything. Holy fuck. You know, maybe it's better to just use 2 of those, like, what... Into
He
those
uses the
movies.
Astro Boy engine.
Yes, Unfold. I think it was Mokka that mentioned that. This stage was so hard. And the slowdown makes it feel so epic. And look at all the combos. This game was so satisfying.
I dodged a lot of shit by accident there.
And hard, and you get into a rhythm, and it gets so freaking good. Holy shit, man, I love this game. Satisfying. The anti-boss is a bit of an anti... Yeah, the final boss was kind of easy compared to some of the other ones. Alright, number 2. And the top 2 ones, like, were kind of a surprise to me before I played them. The first one, not the second one. For number 2, we have Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. It's a collectathon on the PS1. It should be horrible. It's amazing. It's freaking phenomenal. It has variety, it has references, you can kick Daffy. It's long. It has unlockable shit. It has a... You can control that robot, I forgot about that. Fun boss fights. It has that part that has the... The ending was kind of lame, but it was very good. You had this in 3. And the reason this game is not on number 1 is because this game has a few flaws. And they fixed all of the flaws that the game has, and they made a much better game. The same people, the exact same people, they just moved on to make a fixed, improved version of it. And I was so glad. And chat, we have Taz in the first place. It's a test game in first place. But this game is lost in time, but better. It's polished. Every little thing about this game is better. It's fantastic. It's just too good. The animations are better. The story is better. The structure is more fun and engaging, and the bosses are interesting and take a while to figure out. I mean, the animations are way better. And they handle changing characters very well. It has these puzzle segments. It had so much content, man. And it was all fun. It's not filler. It was 4 streams, and I loved it. It has boxes, the best of times, and it has both the best and the worst. If you only count games, yes. Because the worst game is World of Mayhem. That's not a game. If you don't count that, then yes, he's in the best and he's in the worst. Some of these segments took a while to figure out, but it was fine. We were never punished for taking a while to figure it out. They polished a test, yes. This part was kind of tricky. But yeah, this game is phenomenal. I was still like, because I ranked this game after playing it. I had played 4 streams. You guys know how hard it is for me to rank first a game that I spent 10 hours on. How does it not get repetitive? And it's a collectathon. We were still figuring out shit at the end. Remember this boss fight? I was so confused by it. Tornado puzzle sections when you stuck it at 1. North winds blow, south winds blow, kill the rabbit, strike the marsupial. It had a boss fight. And this game, and here's another thing, this game was so good that I'm clapping. I'm clapping. This game is so good that I literally got 100% in it. And getting 100% in it is like 5,910 cogs. You get 98%. It doesn't save after getting 100%. And you get a best ending by getting 100%. That's how good the game is. GG's, yes. It has hints. It has hints. Civilized hints. This game is... It might not have the flashiest animations. It might not have the best music. It might not have the best gameplay. It is the most balanced overall experience. It's a solid throughout kind of game. It has variety. Like, you look at some of those games, like that Treasure game is amazing, but it's a specialized thing that doesn't have a truckload of variety. You look at some games with better art than this, but they don't have the gameplay. You know, it's a balanced thing. And overall, that's what you want, a game that you can enjoy from start to finish in every single aspect. It's very fair, a lot more games in the Treasure game. This is great, but short case, short start experience, lovely canopy. This is the hearty entry. Yes! Yes. I do agree. And with that, we have finished looking at the rankings. All 103 games ranked. What a journey this was. It took me 3 hours just to talk about the games.
Here we go, pal. I hope it's the right apartment, Michael.
So do I.
Good grief.
So fair, thank you so much for the gift sub to Tiger Sky Drum, my friend. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the double nice plus 18 gift subs gifted so far in my channel, Tiger Skydrum. Enjoyed that viewing and the emotes. Which game surprised me the most? Buster's Hidden Treasure surprised me because I did not expect it to be better than Buster Busts Loose. Cartoon Conductor surprised me, I did not expect to enjoy it on an emulator. Master Plan...
Trip it up and down. To trip it, 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 whoops, trip it, 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 trip it.
What a long, strange trip it has been. Such determination, such willpower. Well done.
The third levels, thank you so much, my friend, for the 1250 bits. I really, really, really appreciate it. You guys have been amazing in this. You guys have been through a lot for me. It wasn't just me, it was you guys as well, keeping me company during these loony times. It's to keep interrupting cover, it's fine. And yeah, this was an interesting trip. It was a fun trip. These retrospectives are fun. You take the good with the bad, and the bad is what makes the good be what it is. Such is life. And I appreciated the exploration. I enjoyed just the journey, which is what matters. Like, it's not the destination that matters, it's the journey. Like, the other day, my call was like, oh, people will be like, oh, is that it? Is that the ending? No, the ending is the final boss. The ending is the last stage. Like, the cinematic that you get after the final boss, that's an epilogue, that's not the ending. Which is just another way of saying the entire journey matters. And this journey was fun. It mattered to me. I did play a lot of games that I was curious about. I revisited some that I wanted to. And, you know, I learned how to emulate Xbox, I learned how to capture for my Vita and my Android, and it was the test of times, it was the test of times. And once again, thank you all for keeping me company through all of this. I really appreciate you guys.